What's going on, guys? This is PM, and I finally got on Teal Taylor. So if you click the screen right now, you can watch that video. And if you guys want to watch this next battle that I have for you, it's an OU battle. I know if you guys don't like OU, you just have to watch it. It's 13 minutes long, but it's an epic 1-0. I'm not going to tell you who won the game, and you just have to stay for those 13 minutes to find out who won this game. And hope you guys enjoy this battle. And this was against TheShikanara1. And without further ado, let's get this battle started. It is I am using sand again, so not again. I am using sand, so don't hate on me just because this team is pretty extra good. So my lander is a scarf. I don't want to risk the speed tie, so I go into my Skarmory. I know we can take any hit from this thing, even the special HP ice. And now he's gonna set up a free layer of spikes because he doesn't have a rapid spinner, and entry hazards usually win me the game. So I'm gonna go for a layer of spikes as he brings out the Brodom, and I'm gonna switch out, go into my gastrodon, and he goes to the Volt Switch, and that's pretty awesome for me because now that he is locked into it and he's forced to switch out, and I do go for the Skull, which is a pretty stupid move because he does have this Conkeldurr, and of course I always get the burn on a Conkeldurr, but every time I go for a Skull on a Dragonite or a Haxorus, I just never get the fucking burn. But of course I get the burn on this Guts boosted Pokemon, so I'm gonna predict the bulk up and go into my Alakazam. He actually ends up going for the Drain Punch, which kind of surprised me, but it kind of sucks at the same time because now I can't take this thing out. My sash is broken, and it's just not a fun time for my Houdini, my Alakazam. So I really don't want to take a Mach Punch. I don't want to lose this thing too early. I could switch in because of Magic Guard and stuff like that, so I'm going to switch out, go into my Skarmory, take the Mach Punch like a boss, and I'm not just going to go for the Whirlwind. I was kind of thinking that he would go for a Drain Punch here just to get as much damage as possible. I can't Roost up or else that would just fuck my Skarmory up, but he's going to switch. He's going to switch out into his Rotom as I just Whirlwind him out. Get the fuck out, Rotom. But he's actually going to go into his Heatran, which is annoying because obviously Fire Blast will do a lot of damage, and so I'm going to switch out, and I'm thinking I want to go into my Tyranitar just to get up the sand finally, and set up my Stealth Rocks if I need to. And surprisingly, he ends up going for the Fire Blast instead of the Stealth Rocks, because I don't think this Heatran even uses Stealth Rock this whole battle, which kind of surprised me. But he ends up burning my Tyranitar, which kind of sucks because I do carry Earthquake on this Tyranitar. It's kind of unconventional, but it works when you need it to work, and that kind of sucks. But I do carry the Fire Blast, so if any of his Steel Pokemon come out, like his Scizor, I might be able to catch that thing, but he is faster than me, so never mind. But anyway, I get up my Stealth Rocks as he brings out the power, and I don't want to take anything from this Landorus. I go into my Skarmory as he does predict that and go for the U-turn, and he's gonna go out into his Heatran, and this is the same situation as before, except I'm not gonna go into my Tyranitar again just because it is burned and I don't want that much damage racking up on it. So I'm actually gonna go out into my Gastrodon to take the Fire Blast, just because Gastrodon is the perfect Heatran counter because most of them don't carry HP Grass nowadays. So I'm going to go for the Earth Power just in case he wants to go for Toxic, something like that, and I want to be safe. And if he brings in the Rotom, it's not really a big threat just because Rotom can't do anything against the Gastrodon unless they have HP Grass. So I'm thinking, wait, does this guy have HP Grass, or is he just trying to fuck with me? So in case he goes for the Trig, in case he goes for HP Grass, I'm actually going to switch out and go into my Alakazam to take whatever hit he's going to go for. And he does end up going for the Hidden Power Grass. I'm pretty sure that's Hidden Power Grass, not like Hidden Power Fire, something like that. So I'm safe to go into my Skarmory as I can set up another layer of spikes. So he's going to go back into the power, which kind of surprised me because why would you send in a Landorus against a Skarmory? Because that means I can set up my final layer of spikes, and he really can't do anything about it because I'm thinking this guy should have gone into his Heatran because that would be much more threatening than a fucking Landorus. But getting up my all 3 layers of spikes, I am not complaining about that. So he's gonna be sent. He's gonna go out into his Rotom again. The Volt Switch is kind of obvious, and I don't want to take that, but I'm thinking he might go for a Trick. So I'm gonna switch out and go into my Rick Rouse the Bows, and I really don't need this thing anymore. He's burned. He's gonna trick me, and I'm thinking this thing is either Scarf or Specs. He does have the Scarf, which kind of confused me because I thought that the Landorus was Scarf, so having 2 Scarfs on the team is kind of weird, but whatever. I have a a scarf burn Tyranitar, how useful is that? So I'm gonna predict the Volt Switch and go out into my Gastrodon. I'm just trying to mess with him. This isn't really doing anything because he does have leftovers, so I'm not getting like any sandstorm damage or anything like that. And unfortunately, he's not toxic yet. So I'm gonna switch out, go into Boyama motherfucking beast. Stole my haters, rest in peace. Predicting a HP Grass, and even though it's super effective, I have a special defense boost, and that HP Grass literally does nothing. And I'm actually adamant nature, so I know I can take this thing out. And I actually carry the Rock Gem to take out a Gliscor after a +2 from a Swords Dance. So that's pretty much the main point of my Terrakion. And now I'm thinking this thing is scarfed. I know having 2 Starvers on the team is weird, but he hasn't shown me Smackdown yet, so I'm pretty sure that is a Scarf Landorus. And I go into my Skarmory just to predict on the predicted Earthquake, and he makes a good play. Stays in an Earthquake just because he knew that the Whirlwind was coming. So that was a pretty nice play on his part, if I do say so myself. He's going to go out into over 9,000. And unfortunately, this thing does carry the roost. So if I Whirlwind this thing out, he will be at full HP. So it's pretty much a useless Whirlwind right there. And now he's going to be sent out into his Conkeldurr, which is pretty awesome, if I do say so myself, because this means I can go for the Brave Bird, and this will be 1 dead Conkeldurr, and I'm pretty sure if he switched out, he would have been dead anyway. So, 1 less Pokemon on the field. It's 5-5. Let's keep this battle going, even though we're like 7 minutes in. At least 2 Pokemon have died, but we are about halfway there, so guys, do stick around. This is a very close match, like I said before. And so the Conkeldurr is finally down. He's going to go out into his Heatran again, and this thing is just getting on my nerves. But unfortunately for me, it's affected by spikes. So this Heatran is like residually just getting weaker and weaker, which is pretty awesome. Heatran does not have some sort of like recovery move, so that's pretty awesome. So I'm going to go into my Heatran, and I'm going to predict him to switch out into his Rotom and go for the Toxic, but he actually stays in and goes for the Earth Power and crits me, which kind of sucks. Like, that was pretty unfortunate for me. I didn't go for the Scald, but the fortunate thing about going for the Toxic is now I can go for a Recover, and I'll be at a very healthy amount of HP, because Earth Power from Heatran is not the most powerful thing, and fortunately for me, he doesn't have Toxic or anything like that, because that would just mess my Gastrodon up in the head, like, it would fuck it up real hard. So now I'm going to predict him to go into his Rotom, because I'm at a very healthy amount of HP. I can easily take it out with the Earth Power, easily take it out with the Scald, maybe, and I'm just going for the Toxic again, which is a pretty nice play, because like last time he stayed in. So just doing that again was a pretty nice play, and Rotom being Toxic is always a good day. So I might switch out predicting the HP Grass or predicting a Trick. Oh no, sorry, Hidden Power Grass. Sorry, and I knew he would not go for the Hydro Pump just because the risk was too high. He might go for the Volt Switch, predicting a switch, but Landorus was the safest switch for me, and I can easily go for the U-turn and take this thing out. So Rotom is gone. So 5-4 lead for me, and it's just getting easier and easier because entry hazards is so key to win a battle, and he didn't even set up Stealth Rock, so that I'm at a very big advantage. So he's gonna bring out his Latios. This kind of baffled me again because I know I can take a Draco Meteor. I live with fucking 8 HP, which might make him mad, but I know that my Gastrodon could take one just because I'm the especially defensive wall of my team. And Skarm, Gastro, Core is pretty boss, but you need Gastro to be specially defensive. And I took that Draco Meteor like a monster, and he's for some reason goes to the Draco again. Gastrodon got too much swag. Can't you read my nickname? Honestly, I can take Draco Meteors all day. That is its job. 9 to 5 in that shit. It does the late night shift on Tuesdays. Don't you understand this? But now I'm just gonna go for the Recover again, just because I knew that Draco Meteor would do a lot even if he stayed in, which really wouldn't make sense, but I just wanted to be safe. He's going to switch out into his Scizor, and I know that Scizor cannot do anything to Skarmory unless they're like banded superpower, and he's going to go for the superpower, but this thing might be Life Orb, I think. He does get a crit, which kind of sucks because that's the second crit that he got. I mean, I don't really mind the hacks because I am at a advantage right now, but it's pretty annoying. But he's gonna make a weird play and switch out because he easily could have just gone for the superpower again and taken me out. But I didn't want to go for the roost because I'm thinking that I would have died to the superpower just because. That's just what I was thinking. So I go for the Brave Bird as he goes out into his Heatran, and I'm just gonna leave my Skarmory in this Death Fodder because he did get the crit. It's not too useful anymore, and it really can't take too many hits from his Pokemon. So I'm just gonna leave my Skarmory in to die. So now I think it's 4-4, so it's pretty close. I'm gonna go out into Boil Momo, the fucking beast, and I'm just gonna take it out with the close combat, and that will be one dead Heatran, and pretty much everything on his team is at the mercy of my Draco. But he's gonna bring out his Scizor. The obvious Bullet Punch is obvious, but I have to say in because I had nothing to take one, and Gastrodon was not that smarter move because he could have gone for like a U-turn. I don't know what move he has, but I'm gonna go into Landorus. I know that he's gonna go for the Bullet Punch again, so I'm gonna switch out, go into my Gastrodon, and that works out pretty nicely. He does fall for the bait, and that means that will be one dead Scizor. So now we're at 3-3. You know, the Pokemon are just dying and dying, and we're getting closer and closer. So he's gonna go out into his Landorus, right? Landorus has a lot of power, but I think I can take an Earthquake. So I'm going to go for the Recover as he goes for the U-turn, which is kind of weird because that just means I will have more HP. And, Gastrodon just taking these hits. It's taking the physical hits, taking the special hits, but he goes into his Latios. I know that he is not going to go for the Draco Meteor. He is definitely going to go for the trick right here because he's going to predict me to go for the Recover. So I'm going to go into my Landorus. As he goes for the trick, I'm just like, yes, we got this shit in the bag. Because now that he has a Choice Scarf, this thing is not going to have as much power as before. And I know that my Landorus is going to die to a Draco Meteor regardless. But I have my Rick Ross, the boss, my Tyranitar still alive. And Tyranitar is this Latios Slayer. That is Tyranitar's name, this Latios Slayer. So he's going to go for the Draco Meteor. It's not going to do shit because he's Scarf and he's already -2. And that's going to go for the Pursuit. I am burned, so he actually fucking lives it. And he lives Sandstorm damage. It kind of sucks, but Tyranitar is not the most powerful with a burn. Unfortunately, he misses the Draco Meteor. It doesn't really matter because he's going to have his Landorus as his last Pokemon. So this is 2-1. If Gastrodon is swag enough to take an Earthquake, then this is my game. So he's going to go out into the Landorus, go for the Earthquake, take my ass out. So now it's 1-1. It's down to can Gastrodon take an Earthquake from Landorus. But I am at full HP, so I'm thinking that he needs a crit to take me out. So he goes for the Earthquake. Sand Force Booster going down, down, down. It stops. Gastrodon goes for the Scald, takes out the Landorus, and that is a fucking good game. That was a pretty boss game. Gastrodon, the swag monster that he is, just takes him out. So that was a good game, TheShikanara1. Hope you guys enjoy. This is PM, and deuces.